Now, the raids are being conducted at 21 locations. We told you 7 states and union territories. Now, we know the names of those states. States covered in those searches are Daman and Diu, Punjab, Delhi, Maharashtra, Telangana. So, the CBI believes that the net is far and wide when it comes to this money trail. Now, these details are being brought to us by Ashish Mershi. Ashish, clearly the ED there believes that the money that has been exchanged in this alleged quid pro quo has traveled a great distance, and they are simultaneously doing these 21 raids. Do we know anything more about the individuals who are being raided in these locations? Okay, now let me try and re-establish that connection. And like I was telling our viewers, the homes of 5 public servants are being investigated currently, and they are being raided. The CBI is at the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister's resident, Manish Sisodia. He has been named in the FIR. Now, I believe we've re-established that connection with Ashish. Ashish, you've brought us the names of those states and union territories. They are flung far and wide. What more do we know about the individuals who are being raided there?
So what we have been told is that there are certain liquor vendors and companies which are involved into this entire scam. So the CBI is a little tight-lipped about the names of the companies as of now, where their things are being raided. But what they are confirming as of now is that 7 states and union territories are being covered, which include Maharashtra, Telangana, Daman and Diu, Delhi, and various other locations. So as we speak, there are 7 states which are being covered, 21 locations which are being covered. But going back to the argument on why these raids are happening, the raids are happening because of 2 reasons. One is that the excise policy was twisted and turned in favor of certain individuals, where around 144 crore rupees was basically wiped out, or you can say it was basically the companies were helped with that kind of money. Apart from that, we already know that there is another note that was basically sent to the Chief Secretary of Delhi. The Lieutenant Governor's complaint that was sent very pinpointedly explained on how the excise policy was basically twisted and done. In fact, there were certain decisions which were in violation of the excise policy. There are certain companies which were given licenses where the excise policy said that only 2 licenses or a license can be issued only in 2 zones, but whereas in 3 zones companies were basically given license. There was a policy which said that companies which were involved into manufacturing of liquor, they were not supposed to be given the license. But interestingly, again, a company which was involved into manufacturing, they were also given license for distribution here in Delhi. Not only that, the companies which were basically blacklisted, their PMDs, the earnest money deposit was deposited by a company which was blacklisted in Madhya Pradesh. They were also given the license. There are so many violations, not only one violation which is visible in that has been done by the former excise commissioner, because he's the person who was heading Manish Sisodia. So there are not only one violation of the excise policy, but there are many. But obviously the Aam Aadmi Party says that it was basically everything was being done with the permission or with the knowledge of the former LG, who basically looks after all decisions of the Delhi government. But here the timing was in question, because LG was hardly given any time. The cabinet decisions were taken in haste. Hardly any time was given to the LG, and the decisions were taken by the cabinet and implemented. So here, obviously, the Aam Aadmi Party and Manish Sisodia are on the back foot, but then they have their own side of the story, saying that since Manish Sisodia appeared on the New York Times and his education policy was praised in New York Times, that is why then the Central Bureau of Investigation is basically raiding Manish Sisodia and other people related to this policy. So obviously they have their other side of the story, but these cases obviously have to stand on their own legs in the court of law. And obviously CBI and Enforcement Directorate, these organizations do not knock your door until and unless they have substantial evidence with them.
All right, Ashish, as you're pointing out, the AAP's questioning the timing of these raids, but their arguments will have to stand on factual legs. On that note, let's slip into a very short break.